So here's the water cap. So to actually take this out, you just need to literally push in and round to the left like I just did. It's got a little spring behind it, so you do have to push in on it. So push in and round to the right, and that's locked up nice and tight. So the next locker down here is your gas locker, which is a nice big gas locker. If I show you, you got space for two 13 kilo propane bottles if you did want to do that. But at the moment it's just running from these. You've got 13 on the left and a 6 on the right. You've got what they call a secumotion, or well, you know, it's basically this green dot here. I'll just quickly explain it to you. So if, for example, you're in a crash, then this would stop any gas from being pumped through into the van. It would basically stay locked up in here inside the locker. And the dial on the top is just basically a controller to choose which bottle you want the gas coming through. So currently it's aiming towards this side. So if I turn this on, then the green light should come on. There you go, so green at the top. And then if I turned it off, after a little while, it would eventually go back down to red. So I'll just show you how this works. So first of all, we'll show you the bottle. So to turn it on is anti-clockwise, like so, around to the left, like this. That's turning it on. So it's an opposite thread. Or actually no, this is a normal thread for opening this up. And to turn it off, it's all the way around to the right clockwise. And if you remember to, when you are turning it on and off, if you go all the way on or all the way off, then you can't forget which way is which when you come back to it, because it will only go one way. When you do turn the gas on, if you find that you can't actually get anything to work on the inside, then what you need to do, so if I'm turning it on for the first time now, for example, then what you need to do is turn it on, push this button, and you should, if it's not working on the inside, then you can do this every time you turn it on, really, just to double check. But this is a little air pressure, basically. Just push that in and it'll let the gas come in. And then once you've pushed and held that for a few seconds, it'll be fine. And it'll continue to run through. You don't have to worry about anything else like this here at the bottom. You don't need to worry about this. This is just for us testing it. And that's it. So if you know, you can have both of the bottles on at one time and then just switch it over when you're ready, when one runs out. But you know, they last such a long time. It's just as easy just to kind of, you know, you could use it easily with just one, really. But yeah, so that's the gas. You fill up your diesel from behind this flap here using the ignition key and turn it 90 degrees. Take the cap out. Now if I show you inside this door here, so this is where your bonnet release lever is, so you have to open the door to get to that. Bit of a bit of safety design, so you have to get into it to be able to open the bonnet. Right, so we're showing the inside now. So straight away, I'll show you before I forget, we have replaced this skylight for a brand new one. So that's all done, which obviously we have checked and tested, it's all good. And also this here works as it should now, like so, and then to put it away, literally all the way up, and that's it, locked up. So I'll show you how to, I'll turn this all off and then I'll show you how to sort of use it from scratch. So this is your main control panel up here above the door. So when you first come into the van, what you want to do is click this middle top button here. The lights will come on and make that noise. So straight away, you can see this light flashing here. All that means is that you've got no water in your fresh water tank, okay? So it's just a little indicator to tell you that you've not got any water in your fresh tank. If you do want to start doing things like that, you want to check your battery levels, then click on this one here, and that shows you a caravan and a battery, so that means your leisure battery. So you've got 12.5 volts in your leisure, and it's drawing 0.5 of an amp, and you've got 12.5 in your engine battery, and so that's how you do that. So it's the middle button here for checking your battery levels, and the bottom one shows you 0% in your fresh tank, and that's that. So the left hand side is just gauges. Once you've got that one on, you can turn these two aux buttons on, because that'll do things like your fan above your extractor fan, and ignition and stuff like that. And also you can switch your lights on as well, and the fan actually there as well. So you can leave the water pump off if you're not going to use it, because you know sometimes you might get it purging a little bit and it's a bit annoying. So you can leave that off until you know you're going to use it. But just for showing you, I'll turn it all on. So at the moment, a few of the lights are on, a few of them aren't. That's because you have to turn them on individually. You know, some of them, not all of them. And otherwise you've got some switches here which you'll work out, you know, which one does which. You know, just for example, so these two right hand side ones, left hand button does those, right hand does these. But like I say, you know, you'll go through the van and you'll work out which ones you want on and which ones you don't want on. But there's plenty of them, so you know, you won't struggle for light at all. Let's show you above the fridge. So you've got the telly in here, and all of your TV aerial points at the back, including the 12 volt socket, and under that flap next door to it will be a 240 volt socket, so you can use it on either one of those. And obviously the telly here, which comes out on its bracket. You just literally pull this up, this little bit here, pull that up, and then pull the whole thing towards you. So all there is to it, I mean, the fridge is nice and easy to use. It's all sort of like electronic nowadays. This button on the left hand side to start with is a fan on the back, a little tiny teeny weeny fan, but it's only for use if you're going to use it in the middle of summer when it's really hot. If you find that your gas struggles to light up, or for example, you know, you might light it up and it might go out and stuff like that, then you can use that then, just to give it a little bit of extra ventilation, because obviously gas needs air to work as well. So you can leave that off for the most part. If you want to use it on gas, then all you need to do is switch over to the right. You got the little orange light in there, if it will focus. It's a bit light outside today, so you can't really see it, but there's an orange light in there. And currently it's igniting and it will light up, but I've got the gas off at the moment, so it won't. On the right hand side, you've got the dials here, which basically say how much gas, really. You know, nothing too technical really there. And if it doesn't light up, then it will do that, like it is now. All right, so it's just flashing. So that's how you use it on gas, which gets it nice and cold. So, you know, if for example, if you were going to go on holiday somewhere, then really you want to get the fridge cold on gas or electric first, for the night before, you know, something like that, and then use the 12 volt underneath for when you're driving only, because the 12 volt won't get the fridge cold on its own. It's not powerful enough, no fridges are. So what you need to do, like I said, either get it cold on gas like this first, or if you've got a hookup cable plugged in, that'll shine up green, and then you'll be able to get it cold for say 12 hours or so before, because it does take a while for these to cool down, especially with food inside, food and drinks in there. And finally, so you've got this one here as well, which is for when your engine's running. But finally, you could use it down here, which is automatic. So straight away, it thinks that the best way to run the fridge at the moment is via the gas. So it's trying to light up with gas. If I turn the gas off, it would realise, and then it would try mains. And if you started the engine up, it would switch down to the 12 volt. All right, so switch that off now. The fridge and the freezer have got their own individual locks on them, like that, and that won't open, like that, and the same on that one there. All right, so that's how they work. Nice big proper sink and tap in here, which, you know, it runs off a pressure tap, not a submersible one or anything. So bit of air in the system. Nice powerful pump. And then if you wanted to pour the hot water through, a bit noisy. So, but basically, when you come into the van, if you want to use your hot water, then you need to come in here and pull the hot side to make sure there's no air in the system. And once you've done that, then you know that your boiler is full when it comes out nice and smooth and not too mental. then you'll know that it's coming out nice and smooth, and there's no air in the system. Once you've done that, you can come over here, which I'll show you now. So the top one here, which says Trumatic C, that's your hot water and heating. That's just the gas only at the top. All right, so if I wanted to use the hot water alone just via the gas, then I would go either up 1 or up 2, which is 40 degrees and 60 degrees hot water. And if I wanted to do just heating without hot water, I'd click down. And if I wanted both 60 degrees water and heating at the same time, I'd go right the way down to the bottom, like so. The orange light on the left doesn't mean it's not working, it just means that the water is not up to temperature just yet. If I switch that off now. Now if we go to the bottom, you've got Trumatic C, E, H. Now this is basically the energy selector. So at the moment, where the line is there in the middle, it's just facing towards the gas symbol. If I go up 1 or up 2, then that's just electric only. And if I go down 1 or down 2, that's electric and gas at the same time. So if I left it where it is now on electric and gas, and then chose 60 degrees water, then currently it will try and light up via the gas, and the electric element inside the boiler will be trying to heat up the water at the same time. Now if I left it there at 60 degrees hot water and just change this one at the bottom all the way up to the top, then it will be just a mains only. No gas, no nothing, it will just light up via the electric element. All right, I know it's a lot to get your head around, but once you sort of realise that the bottom is just for choosing how your boiler works, either electric or gas, and the top one is telling your boiler what to do, either hot water or heating, then you know it's really simple once you get the hang of it. But you know, it does take a little while to get used to it, but you will, nice and easy. The lights up here are from this button on the right, and you have also got an extractor fan which runs out the top there. So there will be a vent on the outside of the van for that. You've got ignition for the top here, which is nice. It's a nice sort of extra. So if you push down that button there, all of your igniters there work, and each one obviously equates to each one. So you've got the one on the left for here, middle for the middle. You get the gist. For the oven and the grill, you've got separate ignition. So as soon as you push in on this button up here and turn it to either to the right for the grill or round to the left for the oven, you just need to use it just like a normal hob at home. Push in and round and hold it. And then here you've got the light, which is also working inside the oven, which is just from there. What else have we got? Anything else I can show you? So at the bottom we've got the gas manifolds. So if you had any problems with your individual appliances, then you can turn them off from here. Literally, they've all got their own symbol on them. So you've got at the bottom the oven and the grill, the fridge, the water heater, and the hobs at the top. So you know, if you're on holiday and you're worried about a specific appliance, then you can switch it off individually like that. If we carry on now, just pop these down. The toilet door is just a pull. Don't be mistaken, it's just a pull. So there's not really too much to show you in here, if I'm honest, but again, if you come into the van to start with, then it is an idea to just pour the water through like I am now, just to make sure there's no air trapped anywhere, because obviously the whole system is via the same pump and the same, you know, it's all the same system. So if there's air anywhere, then all of the taps will struggle, including the toilet as well, that is, because that'll run from the same sort of pump. So that's just this little blue button down here, and then to actually drain it out, it's this lever in the corner. If you find that you're trying to empty the cassette from the outside and you get a few inches and it won't come out any further, then you need to come in here and literally you'll find that the flap is open like that. All you need to do is come in here and close it up all the way, and then go back out and try it again, and it should come out freely. But you do need to make sure that you leave that shut, because if you try too hard from the outside, you will snap something off, and you know, you'd have to get a new cassette then. Well, they're not that expensive, but you know, it's a bit of a pain anyway. So what else to show you? The lights have got their own individual switches, like I said. What have we got over here? Nothing really. The shower, like I said, is on the same system, same lines as all the, you know, everything else, but it has all been tested. There's no leaks or anything like that, and the drain goes where it should. This is a little Skylight, by the way, just so you know, in case you didn't know. And the way to actually use it is literally just push up one side then the other, and then that, you know, that means that whilst you're in the shower, the steam will go up through there rather than into the van. And they actually work like, if you know, in the middle of summer, if you're out somewhere it's nice and hot, you can leave that open. It works really well actually, as a sort of little air vent. You can leave these how they are, because they got these little locks at the top, so if you turn that around like that, you won't get it won't move during driving. What else? Is there anything else? I believe your leisure batteries should be under here. Yeah, so you've got your two big meaty leisure batteries under there, so that'll last you a long time. If you are going to go wild camping and you don't have access to a hookup cable, then these are the sort of batteries you want, which aren't cheap either. You know, they're really nice quality batteries. And that, what's that? Yeah, charger, or is it? Oh, it might be an inverter actually. Yeah, okay, so that's an inverter there. So that basically, this means that you can run a 240-volt socket from your leisure battery, which will be plugged in somewhere. Might even be yeah, okay, so these two plug sockets here behind the driver's seat are running from this inverter. Now, I wouldn't really recommend, personally, I wouldn't ever recommend anyone to have one anyway, because it does drain out the leisure batteries quite quick. If you are going to have something plugged into it for a while, it does drain them out, because it does take quite a lot of charge to do that. But the option's there if you did need to. I think that's about it. If I just have a little look around. Yeah, so I think I've covered everything. Just trying to... On the heating sides of things, if you leave it down on just the gas symbol here, like that, so it just does heating only, you won't get the orange light up, but you don't have to do anything else. There's no separate fan or anything like that. The fan will just kick in straight away and start pumping the hot air around. After say 5 or 10 minutes or so, the van will start to warm up. And this dial here is basically just a temperature setting. It's not, you know, obviously not 1, 2, 3, 5 degrees, but it's just basically letting how much gas come through. Doesn't make a huge difference, but yeah. So I think I've covered everything. But if you watch this and realise that I've missed anything out, then obviously let us know. But otherwise, we look forward to you having the van and enjoying it, and hope to see you soon. Thanks very much.